In this tutorial, we are going to solve the Excel part for paper 3 for May-June 2009. He says your manager asked you to manipulate a spreadsheet about the time and costs involved with some of the web page development. First, using a suitable software package, load the file j9sheet.csv. It will be opened in Excel program. This is j9sheet.csv. Place your name, center number, candidate number, and name in the header. So I will make insert header. Just type your center number SA196, candidate number 1234, and your name and the header. Then in the web page column, first we have to exit our layout for header and footer, clicking on anywhere in the spreadsheet and press view and go normal. Then he says in the web page column, this is the web page column starting from A2. I will stand in cell A2. Use a lookup function to show the company name. Use the quote column for the lookup value. This is the quote column which we are using to the lookup value, and the j9code.csv for the array. This is another file called j9code. We are going to insert it as the array table from A2 to B12 without the titles of the columns. So in web page column in cell A2, I will press F(x), then lookup or VLOOKUP, both of them are correct. Lookup array. Then the lookup value, he said use the quote column. Already this is the quote column. We are standing in cell A2, so the lookup value will be the cell B2 selected, and the other file for the array from A2 to B12. He said this function must include both absolute and relative referencing and must not use a named range. Already we can see that the referencing for the cells A2 to B12 already are locked or absolute referencing. So when we are copying or replicating the formula for other cells for the web page column, it will go and look up in the same range of cells of the J9 code sheet. Press OK. Replicate this function so that the company name is shown for each of the seven codes. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. There are 7 codes. Just double click and it will be replicated to down. In cell C2, use a sum if function. So I will go and stand on cell C2. Use a sum if function. If the value in the page code column, so now we have a range for the page code column and matches the content of cell B2. So we have a range, we have a cell, then sum the values from the minutes column. We have 2 ranges and 1 cell. He wants to sum the minutes from the minutes column if the page code column matches the contents of cell B2, which is the code PH. So we will make sum if Fx. We will type here sum if. Press go. Select sum if. We have range, we have criteria, and we have sum range. He said if the page code column, and we have the minutes column, and we have the cell P2. So the sum range supposed to be the range with numbers. It could be added. Of course we have only 2 ranges of our question, one with letters and one with number, which already he says for us, and sum from the minutes column. So the minutes column will be the sum range. We will select the minutes column as the sum range, and we will make it absolute, because already when we are going to replicate the formula, it will go and sum the minutes from the same range of cells of the minutes column. Just select them or highlight them and press F4 from your keyboard. Of course, the range, we are going to look up for the values from it. It's already the page code column. We will select it, and of course select it and highlight it and make it absolute referencing. So when we are going to search, the criteria will be already, he says, if the page code column matches the contents of the cell P2. So our criteria already, it is the code column starting from cell P2 to cell P8. You are standing in cell C2, so our criteria is the cell B2. Stand in the criteria here and select the cell B2. He said this formula must include absolute and referencing and relative referencing for the cells. Of course, the relative referencing for the cells, it's already the cell B2 or the criteria, because already each time when we replicate the formula, it's changing according to the cell we are standing in front of it. But each time we will copy the formula, he will go to the range, the same range of cells here for the range, the page code column, to look up for the value and sum the minutes from the same range for the minutes column. So these two, range and sum range, this is the absolute referencing for the cells, and the criteria, it's the relative referencing for the cells, and press OK. Replicate the formula 2 down for the 7 codes. Cell D2, use a formula to calculate the number of whole hours. Use the minutes from cell C2 to help you. Replicate this function into cells D3 to D8. In the cell D2, I stand in cell D2. Now, I have here some already the minutes from the minutes columns for each code. I want the whole hours. How to bring the whole hours? Already I will divide this one by 60, but when I divide this one by 60, it will not be a whole number or an integer number, it will be a number with decimal. So I want only the whole part of this number when I divide it by 60. So I will make the formula for integer. It's called INTFX. INT, it will bring me the integer for the number. Which number already? It's this number divided by 60. It's already 3. When we divide this by 60, it will give us 3 and point number. So I want only the whole number of hours, 3.25. I want only the whole number of hours, so I will use the formula for integer to give me only this part before the decimal point, and press OK. Then replicate the formula for others, double click, it will give us only the whole hours of the minutes when we divide it by 60. In cell E2, use a formula to calculate the number of minutes left when the whole hours are removed. Use the value in cell C2 and D2 to help you. Then replicate this formula into cells E3 to E8. Now, here we have the total number of minutes, we have the whole hours. I want only the minutes left after we remove the whole 3 hours. So it's an ordinary mathematics operation. I will type here in the formula bar equal this number of minutes, then subtract the whole hours, the 3 hours, but the 3 hours supposed to times by 60 to convert it back to minutes. So I will make times 60, put the multiplication operation into brackets, and then press enter. This is an ordinary mathematics. You will subtract the whole hours of cell D2 from the total minutes from the cell C2 and press enter. It will give us 15 minutes. replicate these for others. It will give to you the minutes left after we remove the whole hours from the total minutes. Save the data model and print a copy of cells from A1 to E23 only, showing the formula and functions used. Make sure that the contents of all cells in the range are visible and that the printout fits on a single page. Make sure that your name, center number, and candidate number are printed in the header. So I will select from A1 to E23, from A1 to E23, then I will go formula menu and make show formulas, and then I will select from my selection. I will double click between any two columns. It will make auto fit for the columns with the contents. Select from A1 to E23 again, then go and print from selection, because already I selected a range of cells, and from the preview I will go page setup, showing the formula. It's already visible. Printout fits on a single page. I will select fit to 1 pages wide and press OK. This is my data would be printed with whole functions and formulas, and even with the center number, candidate number, and name in the header. Just press print and close print preview. Interrogate the data to show only the entries with the page code is HOL or FB. So I will go to the page code column. This is the page code column. Then go data menu, filter. I will select text filter, custom filter, equals, he said HOL, scroll to down, this is HOL, or equals FE, this is FE, and press OK. You can see that already it shows only the page codes with which are FB or HOL. Then he wants us to sort this data into descending order of minutes. So I will go to minutes column, select it without the title of course, and go and make sort. He wanted in descending order, so this is sort descending. It means from largest to smallest. From A to Z it means from smallest to largest. I want in descending, so this one from largest to smallest. I will select from Z to A. He asks me to expand the selection or continue with the current selection. So which one I will select? Of course I will select expand the selection, because already if I made continue with the current selection, my selection is only with minutes. So minutes will be changed and the page code columns and the dates will remain the same, but already I need these ones to be changed according to the minutes in front of them. So I will expand my selection and press sort. This one has to be updated. Format cells, and it has to be to the date. Then he says hide rows from 1 to 9 inclusive. I will select from rows from 1 to 9. Then home menu, format, and from visibility make hide rows. Print this data. Make sure that your name, center number, and candidate number. I will go office button, print, active sheets preview, page setup, fit to one page only, and press OK. Add already my center number and candle number in the header, and press print and close print preview. And this is finished. Till here it's finished.